Testing, testing. There we go. I think. Let me know. See what happens when you try to throw everything together right before market open on Monday morning after you haven't adjusted. Yeah, fun stuff. But okay, hopefully we are in business now. Let me know if that's fixed. But yeah, what I was saying is we have about a minute left is I cannot believe that we went from doing the 400 sub giveaway, not this past Friday, obviously, because I was gone, but the Friday before that. And we are already about to do the 500 sub giveaway. Like, I don't understand what happened. So thank you to everybody that has been a part of this journey so far. It's been pretty crazy. But yeah, we're back. So I'm looking to trade, but if I don't trade this morning, it is what it is. Really just kind of looking to take it slow, after a week off. You got to revisualize everything. So, but if I see something that just jump out at me because I know it's my edge, I'm going to trade it. So might just go a little bit smaller share size. Before we start, I got to give us this. We're going to kind of run out of time here, huh? Crap. Trading, memes, crap. Yeah, we're definitely going to run out of time. All right. We'll have to miss it for this time. Let's focus on trading here. I was going to do the market open little clip that I wanted, but we can at least put some balls in our mouth. So we got RADA up. That was just from something that popped up on the scanner earlier. Definitely just a scanner day anyways. So, hey, what's up, Chris? Welcome. Yeah, Vincenzo, thank you. SA28, thanks for stopping by, and Tom as well. Thanks for the mic heads up. Take a look at CDEV. Can't short that. Pretty nice float on it, too, for a lower price stock. What was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say. It was something about trading. Yeah, smack that like button. I don't really think it matters as much on live streams, but it's always nice to know that I'm being supported. So, yeah, thanks. We only need like 7 more subs for 500. That just befuddles me. I'm going to use that word a lot apparently today. Let's see, GASL. Let's see what TEL's doing as well. Nope. Back to GASL. I like this much better. Look at that volume. What's the float on this thing? Oh, it doesn't have a float. Yeesh. Let's see if, I guess we can check Yahoo Finance real quick. I mean, it's probably low, so probably not going to mess with it here. But, man, look at there's a bunch of them going nuts. We probably shouldn't be doing this, huh? GASL. We're going to lose out here. Especially because Yahoo Finance is being stupid. There we go. Profile. It doesn't even have... Okay. All right. We're not messing with that. Let's see. RRC. Can't short that. SRCI. Can short that. Range isn't that great. Volume's not that great. TEL we already checked. Can't short it. Kind of an interesting move anyway. XEC. Nothing. And CDEV would have been nice. That was the one. No shorts on 181 mil float. That's kind of frustrating. NOV, nothing there. SRCI, nothing there. I mean, these are all intense moves, guys, right off the scanners, but they're just not the intense moves that I'm personally looking for. Like this one, we might see what it continues to do here, but the volume kind of dried out there. See one out of the room here. Oh, they're looking on the... I never look up at those scanners. That's just... I mean, I do, but not usually at the open. But someone had posted in the chat room at AIMT. So they're looking to scoop this up. It's just not something I feel comfortable with, let alone after a full week of vacation. WLL. Okay, here we go. Wow, this is a lot of volume. At 90 mil in the float. Okay. See if we can get a pop over 10 here. Pop over 10. We'd look to get back down here towards 960. Previous resistance. Look at that volume. It's nuts. All right, here we go. See if we can get through 10 and extend a little bit. Here we go. And we're not going to get that little bit of a push. We wanted that push up towards like 1010, 1020. Come on. It looks like it's trying to hold here. There we go. All right, we're going to start it here. We got 13. We're going to look for this ultimately to get back under 10 here. We only took 50 shares. Probably normally would have took 100 here. There we go. We got the drop. That was a pretty big drop. All right. See if we can get that. Yeah, asked to come down. We're just going to take that. That was a pretty quick drop, almost down right to our line we had drawn there. It's probably, what did we get coming out, 980. So if it does go down a little bit further, it'll probably only be there to 960. So probably not missing out on too much there. And yeah, it's looking to consolidate right here. See if we can just find something else. OSTK, I know we don't have shorts there. And as you can see there, it goes popping back up. It was a pretty intense move down. I was thinking about taking half, but I didn't really want to chance it coming back down. But it would have been nice to get 100 shares there. But again, first day back after a week vacation, I was just looking to ease my way back in. That was a pretty good trade, though. Overall, good timing. Felt it out really nice. Felt good to get back into one there. JAG. Some good volume there, actually. I'd like to see this extend. We're coming up right there at 931 at the 200 on the daily. Yeah, that previous one, I didn't even look at the daily. That was just pure intense move there. Let's check out KOS real quick. I've played this one before. It's got volume. It was right off the scanner too. It looks to, that's a lot. That's an interesting amount of volume for it to just kind of be stalling here, which is interesting. It is a huge float though. I remember that's why I had traded it before. What was the one we were just looking at? It was not EGY, although we do have shorts there. That's a good size float. That's like my favorite size float when you get the volume, because you get some good movement, but it's a big enough float to where it's not going to go nuts. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, it was a really great vacation. We did lose, was it SAEX? No. What was it? Let me see if I can get something drop down menu. KOS. Was that? No, that was the one we were saying was a big float. JAG, that was it. See if we can get some more volume coming into this one. Where are we at over here? Let's see what HFC's doing. It's kind of starting from the bottom, not exactly our play. Don't have shorts on it anyway. PBF is doing the whole scoop thing. I saw that one posted. Man, there's a ton of, look at all these going nuts on the other scanner too. All the scoop plays. And look at that. That is just nuts. Here, we'll roll through a couple of these. Or, well, let me see what SMSI is doing here. I can't short that. Put this here. Let's check out some of these, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like GBR, it's a decent move down. PUMP. Oh, yeah, wow. That's a pretty intense move down. And again, you're kind of looking for the same type of move. Let's go back to one of our moves. Here we go, EGY. The range on this is just crap. Look at the range here. You only got like 10 cents. BPT. A lot of things moving this morning. I like this. Volumes, I wouldn't necessarily say it's volume per se, but volatility is back in the market a little bit. This one's the intense move down. It's not exactly... I mean, it's not a huge, again, the range isn't that great. Drip is minus on the day, SSR, but it is making a move up. I mean, yeah, no volume, though. Also, SSR, can't short it anyway. DK, that thing had an interesting open on no volume. GBR. Let's go back to, what was it, WLL is what we traded. Yeah, look at that. Right down to our line. It took a little bit. It popped back up and then decided to come back down. But look, right to our line. One of these days when I'm playing with house money, I'll be able to take like 50, 75% of my position there and just wait to get the rest of those shares down at that line, especially with bigger share size. I only took 50 shares, but if you're playing 500 shares, and say you take like 350, 400 of your shares here and you're looking to get the rest, letting even that like 10, 15 cents there is a big difference. But if you're taking and you only have like 10 shares left, it's not really quite worth it. But it got bought right back up, so that is a pretty good sign that it is going to probably try to go high a day. Try not to play those too much anymore. How's everybody else doing? Anybody else make a trade yet? But yeah, just to expand on my vacation a little bit, it was really nice. We had we ended up with 4 sea days. We were only supposed to have 3, but Freeport was one of the ports that we were supposed to go to, but the hurricane kind of wiped it out pretty much right before we went. Thankfully, the hurricane literally passed the Baltimore port, which is where we left out of, right before. Like, it literally passed on Saturday, and we got on the ship on Sunday. It was like Friday into Saturday. Because there was question that we weren't even going to go. Like, they were going to cancel the cruise. But, yeah, it was pretty cool that we got to drop supplies off to help them. There we go. What's DK doing? Kind of an interesting daily. It's kind of at its range almost for the day already. 37.40 here. I'm not a huge fan of this volume, though. Excuse me. So what was it? 37.40. We'll draw a line there. Doesn't look like anything major on the day. I mean, I guess if we move it up to like here, 37.61. So it's something that if we really wanted to get in this, we could start it around that 37.40 area, ultimately looking for it to top there at 37.60. Because it kind of was used as resistance a few times, as you can see here, and then it was used as support here and almost here. WLL, what I tell you, there it goes. Tried to go high a day. I'll keep an eye on this if it wants to keep going. I never even looked at the daily on this one. I love the float size, 90 mil. It's moving pretty well. It's got a decent range. So now we would move this up to here. If it wanted to continue, we'd be looking for it to extend from this line now. So we wouldn't really be interested until it's over 1050. Thing has a ton of volume coming into it. AIMT, while this is kind of doing its thing. Oh, wow. That thing just dumped off. Yeah, GBR was one from pre-market. Was it SLCA? Really not that much volume there. XOG, CDEV. That's kind of the same chart that we traded. Man, we would have probably jumped into CDEV, but we don't have any shorts, which is very interesting on 181 million float. Kind of frustrating. XOG moving some. There it goes, trying to go high a day. Not a lot of volume there. WLL. There we go. Might look to jump back in this one. We'll keep our share size down a little bit. Might be looking for this one to try to get closer to 11 here, just because it's extending, but it's only 30 cents extended here. I mean, look at the extension we had here. We had our line right here at 960, and we got all the way to 1020. So that was an 80-cent extension. So we're not looking for just, a measly 30-cent extension. What did it get to there? 48. So it didn't even get the 50 pop. We'd be looking for this closer to like 1080 for an entry. And then, because if it gets up to 1080 here, look at how extended it would look, as well as the move that it would have made. And then if it wanted to extend up to 11, it'd be nice. It's not even going to get there. So this is something we probably would not be interested in now overall. So we'll kind of pass that. Dun, dun, dun. How we doing, guys? So no, Everett, I did not catch that. Wait a minute, isn't Everett the guy that Patrick's always talking about? The Guru Leaks. Wasn't that his name? I feel like. I don't remember. But yeah, the other two ports were just amazing. I posted a couple pictures on Twitter. I'm planning on posting more when I get the chance, but Twitter's not that good with multiple pictures. They don't like you taking up all their server storage, I guess. Yeah, the wife's home today. If you're wondering about the baby, he's upstairs with her right now. She took a day off to kind of get back into the swing of things as well. She didn't want to just go right back to work. I see Yuma going. It must be getting smashed back down. Yeah. Yuma and GBR were the two pre-market. You can see they're both getting smashed. That's why these low floaters, guys, you gotta just stick away from them. Yeah, Patrick Wieland. Let me see who he's talking about. I thought the name was. I can't even. What am I trying to say? I can't even go to his page anymore because he blocked me when the whole thing came out. I was really just trying to tell him how he can kind of fix everything, but he decided to say F you and block me instead of worrying about. There it is. Worrying about fixing the issue. He always is just shifting the blame. It looks like he may have taken that post down. Oh, no, here it is. Emmett Moore. Yeah, here it is. It looks like it might be spelled different. I think you had an I. Oh, Everett. Oh, that was close. That's the status I was talking about. His is Emmett, not Everett. That makes more sense. So things kind of slowed down here, at least on our end of things. It looks like let's check WLL again. Oh, there it goes. See, now it had that little bit of a pullback after it made that extension, kind of down to our line. So we'd really be looking for this to get up towards 11. Let's go to 75. We'll up it a little bit. If we can get up near 11 here. I almost hit the button there, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that would have worked, it looks like. At least for a quick one. Dang it. You could kind of feel it slowing down there, like it didn't want to go over 90. Hopefully it pops back up there and proves me wrong. I'd love to see it pop right up over 11. Come on. Yeah. Kind of sellers are stacking up a little bit here. It's frustrating. Kind of missed our entry there. You could feel it kind of stalling there as it was trying to get through 90, and then you saw the sea of red come in. That was really the entry. Probably would have got like 86, 87, but as you can see, it would have worked. When I pulled it up, I should have known that was that was a pretty good move. It was pretty similar to when we got in here. I mean, look at the amount there that it traveled. What was that, 40-ish to 1020, so 80 cents. So from 1030, so pretty close to 1090, 60 cents. Hopefully we can still get a move here. It's not completely done. I mean, I wouldn't call that a real pullback. I mean, technically we could probably move the line up to here, which is what I did in my head. I moved it to that 1050 area. That's why we wanted it closer to 11. There we go. I mean, VWAP is still all the way down there at $10. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get that pop through 10. Really wanted that pop through 10. Just being safe here. I feel like if I wouldn't have went on vacation, I probably would have started it there. just under 11 and then look to add up through 11. Doesn't feel like it's done yet, though. It's kind of hanging out in this area. And as I say that, it looks like it's going to get smashed. If it gets down towards 70 again, it's just going to go straight through this time. There we go. Let's get that pop. It's confused. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cover, 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 cover. Oh, we're looking for the squeeze through 11. There it comes. It's a magnet at this point. It's coming. There it is. All the sellers dip their 11s out there. Keep going. Keep going. All right, we're going to start it there. 11.07. See if we can get right back under 11. See if we can get the flush under 11. I was about to put an order in, but we'll let it go. Feels like it doesn't want too much more. Still got a lot of room back down there to VWAP area. There we go. Oh, it's messing with us here. It's kind of hanging out here. There we go. Might look to take half here. See if we can get under 90. Trying to be patient here. We're just going to take the whole thing if it pops back over 11. We want this to stay. There we go. Trying to be patient here. Looks like we might be on the back end looking at the chart here. Just going to put a stop in here at 11.05. We're just going to try to let this go a little bit. See if we can get a decent little drop here down there towards 50, 10.50. Yeah, it is close, Everett. That's why I was confused. If we can get a nice drop down towards 70, we'll probably look to take half. There we go, 85. And then we'll see if we can let this play out. It does not. It's being fishy. Let's give us that drop. Come on. They're stacking up there at 90. Come on, give us that drop into the 70s. Let's do this. We'll look to take 50 at 72. See if we can get that drop down there. 70 was kind of where it was hanging out last time. If it pops through 90, I'm going to just take it all. There we go. There we go. So, oh, it was at 70. It didn't give it to us. I hate when it does that. There we go. Come on. Come back down there. Come on. 76. Ah, come on. What a bummer. The bid was through. I don't really like how it got bought up there either. Let's move our stop down here. Kind of paying attention to it while I... Oh. All right, we're going to take it there. God dang it. That's frustrating. Didn't get most of our shares out there at 72, I think it was. Yeah, exactly what I thought it was going to do if it got through 90. That's exactly why we took it. So I'm not too upset with the trade, just a little frustrated that it didn't give us our fill there, because I would have stopped out the rest here at high a day, the other 25 shares, but we would have got a good amount of our shares out. It's a little frustrating. Keeping an eye on this thing if it wants to go high a day here, because we are still really extended from VWAP. So I'm keeping an eye, and we still haven't retested this area here either, which is what I'm really ultimately looking for to retest. But that was basically me just guaranteeing my profits there and looking to get back in if I wanted to. So frustrating. The bid went through. That's the one disadvantage of these offshore brokers, is they don't give you that fill. I saw it. It was at 71. And I think the ask was even. I think the ask only went to 73. It happened really quickly. Just kind of watching this. We would probably really need to see this extend up towards 1150 at this point, though. It's a nice little squeeze from where we covered our position, but that would have been nice to get to our little daily goal there on not that much share size today, which I think we were still pretty close. Well, we were. That trade ended up being a lot less. 20 cents on 75 shares. What's that? That was like another $17. It's like 16, $17. So it would have put us close. Well, I guess technically not really. We would have only got 50 of the 75 shares. So it probably would have been more like 12-ish bucks. But still watching this. Thing's kind of double topping here. Well, what was the high there? 11.12. It tried to go high a day, and now it's getting rejected. Now, if you're somebody that's kind of looking to play the same type of plays, you can look for those confirmations. Like now that we're back through 11, you could get back in or get in to start. Look at that big 100,000 share order. You could look to get in and just put your stop at over 11 if you want to, or you can just put your stop at high a day, which to me would be the better idea. You should size in with your risk at high of day, because that's the more obvious spot, because it could just fake you out, pop through 11 and then get rejected again. But it does look like it's going to be a bit of a double top. A little frustrating. There's a ton of volume. How's everybody doing? Got 2 green trades on our first day back, so pretty happy about that, even though they're on the smaller side. Let's see what else is moving while this is kind of deciding what it wants to do. It's kind of consolidating here. QEP. Some interesting volume. I mean, volume's there. Just this big volume bar from here is kind of throwing it off. But if we zoom in a little bit, there we go. A lot of volume coming into it right now. Big float. Range isn't great, but it's not horrible. This is something we could take some bigger share size to kind of accommodate for that. Somebody should go steal Monkey's trader. He's got 50 people watching him, and he's just paper trading. I'm more interested in Monkey, right? More interesting, right? I like Monkey, kind of. I wish the best for him. Always have. Even when I actually helped him set up his live stream for his first one. So that was fun. Wife just sent me a picture of my son, the youngest. He's reaching for the doorknob now. I can't believe he's that tall already. They grow up so quickly. Oh, you're in WLL. Nice. I think you're in a good one there. Yeah, look, she's coming down. It's coming down. And I need to get away from that. You know, as we grow, I feel like I'm going to get a little backlash if I keep calling them she's. don't mean anything by it. It's just what I've always said. Just kind of comes out that way. So as you can see, we didn't make a bad cover. We were just looking for our edge for this to extend a little bit more if it wanted to go high a day. Ended up being a bit of a fake out / double top. And it's most likely going to come down here and at least test this 1050 area this time, as well as most likely probably come down to VWAP. Because as you can see, if we want to draw our lines back, when we got to this area, it went through and it came down, it did test it, and then it extended itself again. So we just used this high of day here because it kind of consolidated here. It's where the pullback happened. So we'd be looking for it to at least come back down to this area of the 1050 and look to test that. And then most likely it'll come down and test VWAP again. But it might even come down and retest this area because it didn't, there was a lot of volume coming in there. It never really gave it a solid retest in consolidation. But if it's strong, it might actually just grind from here because it's looking like it's trying to hold support up here right at 1080. As you can see, it did 1, 2, 3, now 4 candles. It kind of dipped through, so technically this one held at 5. So if it goes back through 11 here, I'd look for this to kind of grind a little bit higher. He restarted a real 2K account? Like real money? I thought he didn't have that much money. I usually literally click on his videos. Sometimes while he's still live, I'll stay and kind of interact a little bit. But usually if I don't catch it until later, I'll just go to the end of the video to see how he did. But it's a little hard now because he might not be on all, because when you're trading on Thinkorswim, you can only see the stock's P&L for the trade that you're on, or the ticker that you're on. Yeah, this actually looks like it might want to plug a little bit higher. You can see it keeps holding this 1080 area. But these are definitely the 3 main areas right now for this ticker. So if we can get back down under 1080, I feel like it's definitely going to test the 1050 area. Okay, still on paper. Yeah, I mean, he's plugging along. He does this every day. There's no way I can do it every day right now. Not with the kids. I can probably do it once or twice a week on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, but there's no way I can do it every day, especially not Tuesday and Thursday. And the only reason it's actually kind of nice today, you're actually getting my full attention, is because the wife's home, which is not normally how it works. Oh, he was so he lost $200 on paper. Yeah, the only video I watched of his was the one where he interviewed Patrick Wieland, good old Patty, and they didn't talk at all about trading. It was basically just Patty continuing. All right, we're testing that 80 area. There's nothing for me really moving right now, so I'm just kind of going through my thought process on how I look at these tickers and like how it's currently moving. Yeah, all they did was Patty defending himself more about him paper trading, and I even commented on the video, just basically pointing out to Monkey that he is paper trading right now, but he was trying to say that the emotion is the same. So I commented to Monkey saying, as Patrick is explaining this, you think that at the end of the day, when you were paper trading or trading for real and you would lose even $50, how did you feel? Like you felt a little disgusted, or at least, I know I do. But when you're paper trading, as you can see, he lost $200 last week, and he's just pressing the reset button. And at the end of the day, you don't feel anything because you didn't actually lose anything. So, and it's just crap. Whatever. I'm trying to stay away from that whole subject, but nice. Some of the guys from ISW are posting their charts Just trying to use that 70 now again, huh? I think we're going to get through that. Got the 71. Oh, sweet. Don't even have softball tonight. One less thing to worry about. Oh, there we go. Through 70. You're probably going to see a little bit of a dump here. Unless the Bulls step in. This looks really weak. I mean, the chart looks really weak. Making higher, lower highs. There we go. Getting the dump. Hopefully you're still in this Everett. This is nice. I think you're going to at least get the 1050 test here. Yeah, S8. I mean, S8, SA28. I'm going to call you something else. I'm going to call you Sa. Very original, right? He says he's learning every day, but I really think, he's really going the route of being an entertainment figure, a YouTube character per se, more so than he actually thinks he is. I do really believe he wants to eventually make $1 million from day trading, but like you said, he's not taking the right route. Like, if he really wanted to get better at trading, I think we're going to get a retest to 80 here, but it's going to fail, would be my guess. Kind of like when you get a big move down through VWAP and you're looking for it to come back up and test VWAP and then fade, the whole VWAP fade. You can do that with resistance lines, support and resistance lines just as much, because it was it turns into a key area. That's what people are looking for on the chart. So if it gets through 80 and holds, that might have been our pullback, and it's going to grind the rest of the day, because this has the outlook of a grinder at this point. But if it gets back under 80 like it just did, and we can hold under 80 and move back down there towards 50, then we might actually end up under VWAP in the middle of the day. But yeah, I mean, if Monkey really wanted to get better at day trading, he wouldn't be so focused on this live YouTube trading. But he really thinks that he's going to get 1,000 subscribers and start making all this YouTube money. But I mean, you don't really make that much money off of YouTube until you really get up there in, subscribers and view count and stuff like that. So the only reason I'm doing it is because I feel like I'm at a point where, me doing this is what I do anyway, during the day. It's just, I knew that on days where the kids wouldn't affect me as much, I could do it live, because during a normal day, instead of continuing to sit here and go over a stock as it's happening, I would probably get up and go play with the kids, or, go get them whatever they want because they're crying, stuff like that. But since I don't have to do that, I figured I'd go live. So, but yeah, I'm literally doing the exact same thing, except I'm explaining, or I'm actually talking a little bit more just because I'm talking to you guys. But I would literally, if the kids were being good and I was actually looking to find something to trade, I would just be sitting here staring at the screen until something happens. ACAD? Is that off the... oh, no, I have that down there. Oh, I have no shares there. Oh, I see it over here, yep. Yeah, sometimes these slip by you, these higher price stocks. I mean, that's why I have the second scanner over here, to get the higher price stocks. Because even when they get to a 10, that's a big intense move for a higher price stock, because it's going off percent change. A little disappointed on another big float that I don't have shares for. This is crazy. Good find though, Tom. Very good find. I would definitely be watching this. Let's see. Look at the big gap up here, up to 44. I would probably be looking for this to at least get through 50. So 42.50, maybe look for the extension of that pop up into like the 70s or 80s. And that would be my entry. It was a random volume pop there. So you would hope that it would continue a little bit. We'll keep an eye on it. There's nothing else really kind of popping. We'll see if we can get that pop up through 50. I have been trading since August of last year. So about a year and a month is the extent. And to be completely honest, which I always am with you guys, I started watching, I kind of got into it. Like I started watching YouTube videos, the wrong YouTube videos like Ricky Gutierrez, Ross Cameron, like, all the big gurus. I started watching them probably in July, like the middle of July. And that was literally when I started everything. So from the middle of July to, I think it was August 8th. Let's see. August 22nd. August 21st. August 21st. I was just looking at my this thing. So my very first day was August 21st, and I lost $1,200. So yeah, that was fun. So yeah, almost a year and 1 month live. But it was like the middle of July is when I started, like actually I got interested. It was actually, I was a guy that I play Rocket League with, or I did used to play Rocket League with. He was a finance major, and he was in college. And this is when I was just sitting at home, really had no direction with what I was going to do as the kids got older, as far as like a job goes. And I, in the back of my head, I was always thinking, maybe I could look for something to do from home. And he was just talking about, he was a big Ricky Gutierrez, typical millennial follower, just obsessed with Ricky. And so I went and checked him out and was like, oh, what's this all about? And the initial, like, look at me, I got all these houses and exotic cars and stuff like that. Like, it did draw me in, but it's not the first market, I should say, that you've seen that kind of stuff in. Where, like, I'm old and I'm 33 now. I was 32 when I started. But I've seen this before, like, flashy cars, flashy houses, they're trying to sell you something. And I was never really one to kind of fall for it. I was always the realist, the skeptic. I would always be like, all right, what's really going on here? And so, I kind of did my due diligence, and I found, that was actually how I found Ross, because I was like, well, I'm interested in the day trading. Let's see if you can actually make some money doing this. But let me find someone that's legit. Just looking at SINT here off the scanner. We don't have any shares here, but nice little pop in volume. Scroll back out here. I hate looking zoomed in. I only did that because of the volume on the one. So this is something we'd be interested in if we had shares, but it's a low float too. But these are the moves you're looking for on ones that aren't low float. It's actually about to get halted going up. Yep. How was WLL doing? Yep, look, just kind of, it never really got back above 80 there. So it's gonna come down and test 50 would be my guess. But yeah, so I found Ross, and Ross was, he showed his statements, like he has proof, but as what I know now is a lot different about him that I didn't know then. All I knew was let's see what this thing's doing. Yeah, not much range there. No volume either. So SINT is going to just sit there. We'll just keep this up. But yeah, so Ross, I now know, is pretty much a fraud. I don't really understand how he gets away with what he gets away with, but I know how he gets away with it because it's all in his, the wording of what you sign up for, like in the contract or whatever, the papers that you sign, not papers, but the electronic paper agreement, whatever. But, his strategy seemed pretty sound. It's like, oh, okay, like, you see these big moves. If I just get in somewhere in the middle of it, we can make some money because it could go up and halt and blah, 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 blah. But as you can see now, I don't trade low floats at all because, as you can see, that first day, it involved trying to do one of those with way too many shares. Because, I saw Ross trading with 9,000 shares, 9,000 shares. I'm like, well, if he can do it with 9,000, I'll just do 1,000, right? That's like nothing compared to what this guy's doing. And he's making thousands of dollars. I just want to make, a few $100s. And, so you learn quick. You learn to start doing your due diligence even more than you thought you already were. I took his strategy to Thinkorswim on demand within that first month, and I was killing it for about 2 weeks. And I was like, screw it. Let's just throw some money on there and do exactly what I'm doing now. And that's when I learned about how emotion is very much different when you're trading for real. I didn't remember the couple losses that I had that the trade just wasn't working. I only remembered the, $500-600 I was making per trade when it did work. And so, you become very accountable very quickly when you realize that it's real money. But so that was kind of how my journey started. And I, quickly started weeding out what I did my due diligence on, the people that I found to be fake per se. And I luckily, there was a stock literally that same day. I had a horrible first day. And literally as the day was about to end, this stock, NUA, let's scroll back out to August of last year. And it's literally that first day. Yeah, look at this thing. This made this move from 30. It was like down to 861. And I just remember being in like awe. I was like, did this just happen? It happened at the end of the day. And so I tried to buy 250 shares, and it was at like, I want to say it was at like 930 or something like that. And I only got like 120, I think. And as it kept going up, I was like, I'm going to try to get the rest of those shares. I'm going to add like 130 or whatever it was. I wanted 250. And so I put that order in, and it only gave me 50 of the shares. And so I had like 170 shares or 180 shares or something like that. I could go check, but it's kind of irrelevant. But I come back the next morning, I woke up, and it was literally at the highs. It was over $13 on this gap up. And I actually think it was higher in the pre-market, but this doesn't show it. I want to say it got up to like 14. We could probably check on demand or whatever. But this is literally my second day, and I didn't know on SureTrader that they didn't open their trading hours until 9 o'clock. So for about 2.5 hours, from like 6:30 to 9 o'clock, I'm sitting there like trying to get out of this trade it was like I was up to almost $1,000 profit at some point. I guess it was pretty close. I know it was like 15. It was like $15 or $16. I know it was above 14. I know it wasn't only 13.25. It was definitely over 14. But it just is SINT open? Oh yeah, she opened way down. And this is how you blow up accounts, It just gets smashed all the way back down here to 240, and you were buying into the halt expecting it to go higher because, that's what Ross does, I buy into the halt and sell as it makes the pop over 3. But for like 2.5 hours, I couldn't figure out how to get out of this trade. And then so I had finally called SureTrader around it was like 8:30. And they were like, well, our trading hours aren't until 9 o'clock. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so it ended up coming back down a lot. And I only ended up making like $600 on it. And I remember it was to the point where I would have been green after the day before that. Like within, all the losses that I'd had the day before, I would have made all that back. And I only ended up making like half of it back. So that was albeit frustrating. Did you get everything done?
Yeah, I'm looking for butter.
Oh, really? Why is he even down here? Maybe you'll find his applesauce too. I checked the trash can. I didn't see it because he was in there. I didn't see it anywhere. But yeah, it's looking like things are kind of slowing down here. I'll give it till 10:30. That's kind of my plan when I do this is jump on before market open, go to about 10:30. Just so you guys can really see live trading. I don't think anyone else is doing this right now. Do you know any? I mean, Monkey was kind of doing it. But I mean, yeah. I love you, Monkey. I do. I wish you the best. I do. But I think people are looking for something a little different. Never got that back down there to 1050, huh? Use this 1060 as support. Like now I could totally get rid of this line because that line pretty much means nothing at this point. It broke through it and it didn't really use it. So I could even honestly get rid of the 50 line here. Really doesn't mean anything. I would still consider this a good line to use. And obviously you could use this as a line. And then so now you could just redraw obviously the top line for resistance. 1118. So that would be my lines now. Look for it to kind of stay in this range. But if it breaks out, you'd be looking for the extension up. If it breaks down, you'd be looking for it to retest this area. And if it wants to use this as support, I mean, in most cases, a previous resistance that is used as support, if it does want to come back down, it's going to retest it. VWAP is more of just a guide. I've started to learn a little bit more and more. So, what is this CNHI? All right, it's a huge float. Looks like we may have missed the move already. Wonder what this is all about. Doesn't scroll. I was gonna say the range on this doesn't look that great. There we go. So 1250 area and 13. We're kind of in no man's land here on the daily. This is CMEG. And the scanner, which I can show you, I have a whole nother screen. These are just the two main scanners that I use. But here is the my scanner screen. I'm actually going to put this back up here. And I don't know why I usually have a thing that says do it scared here, but somehow that got changed. We kind of missed the boat on this one. We probably would have been looking for this to shoot through 12 anyway, especially looking at the daily. It's not really, 12 isn't really a key level here. I mean, obviously it's the whole dollar resistance. Mitt shot, if you are interested in the scanners themselves or CMEG for that matter, if you just go to the main page of my YouTube channel, I have a section right up top. There's an overview / review on both. If you're interested, and they both have, for CMEG, you can get the 295 trades, 295 tickets, I should say, not trades. Some people think in and out as a trade. It would just be like 295 for one ticket, which is the in, and then 295 for the out. So it'd be $6, which is better than if you're using a small account, it's better than SureTrader, which you would be paying $4.95 both ways. So it's $4 difference every in and out trade. And if you scale in the trades like I do, it makes a big difference. I was with SureTrader at one point. When I started implementing scaling in, I eventually went over to CMEG, and it saves a ton of money. And then the scanners, that's where I literally find all my plays. I sit down 5-10 minutes because of the kids right before open, and I watch the scanners, and I just let them do their job. One day I will have a broker when I have the money that has a lot more shorts available. Thinking Centerpoint or Interactive Brokers when we finally get to that point. As of right now, things change, but there's a lot of plays. I mean, this one's a little bit lower volume, so we probably would have stayed away from this one anyway. But there's a lot of plays, especially like the ones earlier today. There was two plays where it had a huge float, like almost 200 million, and just didn't have any shares. Very interesting. I was just pulling this one up off the bottom. It's not really moving. I've traded that before, so I was curious. What was the one that we were just looking at? CNHI. Yeah, man. We probably wouldn't have got into this one. I mean, who knows? Might have, because I've been trying sometimes too, like where I'll split my first order in half. So like if I wanted 100 shares, I would just do 50 and then put the other 50 on top. So if it did shoot up through 12, my average would be a little bit over 12. Because like I would do like 11.95 and then 12.10. But oh well. Can't complain. We had two pretty good trades today on WLL. Yeah, that one looks like it's going to grind. It'll be a little bit of a grinder. See, the volume really died off. I mean, we were getting over 1 million. We did it twice, 2 in 4 minutes. You had 3 million, over 3 million in shares, and now look, we're getting under 200,000. It's looking like it wants to grind. It's trying to get through 11 though. There's a bunch of people there. I mean, this is a higher float. KTOS. I think that's a lower float, isn't it? Somebody had just posted this one in the chat room. Take a look. That's a big float, 103. I could have swore that this was a lower float. Yeah, so for you guys that are here, guys and gals, man, that would have been very nice. A little bit lower in volume though. Plus, it wasn't on the scanner, I don't think so. Not really what I'm looking for. SUP, a little bit of a volume pop there. Pretty low in volume. Range isn't that great. AVXL, no shares. I'm just kind of scrolling through here at this point. VNOM, no shares there. It's bouncing off the bottom. SUP, keep an eye on this, see if it wants to get some volume. Be looking for like a big volume pop, maybe up through $4 with maybe at least 100,000 volume. But I think that was just a little bit of a random volume pop. But yeah, so with I'm still astounded that we were just at 400 subs like 2 weeks ago. Like I don't understand what happened. Let's do this. But we are now at 493. This is nuts. 129 in the last 28 days, but it's really over 100 in the last 2 weeks. It was nuts. I don't know what happened. But I appreciate it. It's pretty awesome. He's down 750. I gotta see this. Like, here's all my kids stuff. No, I'm not subscribed to it. I'll turn the volume off here. No, don't go away from it. I guess I can. What the? Why does he have so many shares? Oh, he's up on it right here. Oh, on the day though. And that's just what he has open. It's 9. What? He's in 8,000 shares? Is this a joke? Like, this is what I'm talking about. That's no different than what Patty was doing. Like, he's not trading realistically. He would never do that for real. The commissions on that alone, on 9,600 shares on his platform, is $96. And then that's just one way. So that's $192 that he would have to pay, or $172, sorry. No, yeah, $192. Yeah, but if you mess up your orders, you get out of the trade. I've learned that too. If you mess up an order, you get out of the trade. Oh boy. Is he just ignoring it now, or did he close out? Yeah, I mean, I would say if he thought losing $200 of 1,000 was blowing up, losing over 700 on $2,000 is blowing up. That's for sure. That's nuts. And he has 50 some people watch him. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, what are they watching? Oh boy. That's just what I don't understand. Like, what are you watching? Like, are you watching him to fail? Because that would be pretty messed up. I guess I could try to make a video, just the recap video of my trades today. My mic? Does it sound that way to everybody? I don't know why it would. I can try resetting it a little bit here. Testing. There we go. Does that sound better? I don't know why it would sound that bad. I'll give you guys a little bit of a live recap. You guys have anything you want me to look at real quick before I get out of here? I can definitely make a recap though, real quick. Get rid of all these lines. Look, coming back down there to that 1060 area. A little bit of a fake out there at 11. Some deep filter. I mean, all I have is this guy. I don't think I've changed anything. Fixed? All right, good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I didn't hit anything. Did it just like randomly change, or has it been like that the whole time? See, I'll leave these lines here because these were really my two main lines for my trades. I just didn't like how that felt. And I was semi-right. Could have let it fake me out, but... And what I've been doing too, I used to set hard stops at high of day, so this would have stopped me out and then made this move. But what I've been doing lately is if I am in a position where I have my stop at high of day, I won't put a hard stop in. I'll let it go high of day and I'll see what it does. And if it goes through and kind of continues, I'm willing to take that little bit more of a risk to basically verify, have the confirmation that it is going to continue higher. Because there are a lot of times where if you're already extended and it tries to go high a day again, you do get like a double top like this. But the way it kind of came down and consolidated here and then dropped down and didn't give us our fill, was just kind of a frustrating trade. Would have been nice to get at least half our fill down there, and then we definitely would have probably just put our hard stop at high of day and might have put it above 1120, so we might have got lucky, but odds are we probably would have just put it right at high of day and got stopped out. So just unfortunate how that happened, but no trade's perfect. Yeah, this one, if we can get under this 1060 area, this thing's going to at least go down to 1050. It'll at least test it. But this thing looks like it wants to grind. So it might be a little bit of a fake out, like where it'll go down, test 50. Might even go through 50 to get a bunch of people to stop out, because it might even try to get down to through 1040. A bunch of liquidity would be in there, a bunch of stop losses. and then you'll get a bunch of people covering their shorts as well, and then that's usually when you get those like grinders the rest of the day. You get the big liquidity in here, all the people buying it up, and then boom, it goes a little bit higher. It happens. Yeah, it would have been a good spot to add, or if you're talking about here. But it sounds like you have a pretty good average. So I think you're in a good spot here, at least to get down to VWAP, at least get that 1050 test. It keeps trying. I will tell you though, if it holds 1060 here, this thing's going high a day. I mean, obviously this is my opinion, so don't don't hold me to that. But if this holds 1060, just from my short experience in the market, this thing's going to go high a day. I mean, look at that. Somebody's buying all these shares up at 1060. All right, got through. So we're going right down to 1050 here. Probably get a 1050 test. 1102 average, perfect. Yeah, you're looking good. I can't tell you how many times. I'm very much. I don't usually sit here, so I'm more of a. Look for my quick moves and take my money and go. Like I'm a per hour trader, as some would say. But I can't tell you how many times. I'll basically top tick this thing. Right, my entry was at 1107. High day is 1118. People are like, "Oh, why didn't you hold it?" And it's like, well, that's not what I'm here. I made what I did in 4 minutes. Actually not even 4 minutes, like right under 4 minutes. Where, if I wanted to sit here for over, about an hour, to make that extra amount, and, a lot of times you don't always get these drops back down. Sometimes it actually ends up going high a day. So a lot of people, are always hindsight trading. NBL. Whoa. That's what you would call a grinder. On some volume too. That's a weird one. Yeah, he even said either 24 holds or I am out. Don't want to be stuck in a grinder. I could agree with that. That was the first, like when you see a bunch of little candles like that and it's just moving in one direction, unless you have a decent entry in that direction, which you probably shouldn't because there's really no trade there, you're looking to just leave that alone. I just kind of pulled this up off the scanner. As you can see, it popped up basically because of this move here. Volume made a decent move for its range for the day. Oh, there it is. Through VWAP. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets bought up here. And then if we get back above 1050, I would look for this thing to grind. The odds of this really drop. We might get back down to that. Remember I told you this was the key area earlier. And it never really kind of made a better possible support area. So we could come down here, but it looks like it's getting bought up right now. 1050 would obviously be that key area, but what I say, right down to VWAP, probably through VWAP to get a bunch of stop losses. A ton of liquidity there. And look at all the volume that came in there. That was all them stop losses getting hit. Because we did get through, we got down to 41 on that candle. So it was all those stop losses right under 1050. Covered half, beautiful. That's a great trade. 11 average. Cover half down here, 50 cents lower. A little bit more than 50 cents, I'm assuming. Yeah, the amount of dictating too, not to bring Monkey back up, but there's really nothing else to talk about. But the amount of dictating that goes on in his stream too, it's like I think he enjoys everybody like kind of telling him what to do. He kind of just like goes with it. I feel like that's not what you want to do. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Look at that big drop. Beautiful. My guess would be we'll test somewhere right around this line. And we're going to get at least a bounce to VWAP. It is this easy. I'm just, I'm narrating. This is me paper trading per se. I'm telling you what the stock's going to do. And I'm going to be right, because if I'm not, then it just never happened. Here we go. 26, 22, 22. What was my line at? 22? Nah. I love it. And I literally, look, I'm going right off of the previous resistance that was used as support. That's all I did. And we're going to retest it. This is a pretty intense move down, so we're gonna get that bounce at least back up to the 1040 area. VWAP's at 1039. Well, why don't you trade this? Why, you knew what it was going to do. Why don't you trade this? Well, it's because it's not my edge. I don't want to put my capital at risk on what I believe is going to happen. I like to make sure it's something that I really think is going to happen, aka my edge. It's actually trying to push lower here. This is interesting. Right down to that 23. If it pops through this 22 area, it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go right down to like 10. But I think it's kind of faking some people out here. I think we'll at least go test VWAP. It's gonna be my last call for the day. I'll go make my video real quick because I think the wife is actually trying to take a nap. Oh, there we are, 23. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's faking some people out. See a bunch of reds fly in there because everyone's like, oh crap, it's going to go through. And so they sell, and then this is what happens. It pops. Yeah, I'm actually, crappers. I'm not actually recording because I'm just streaming. I forgot to hit the record button too. I guess no, that kind of sucks. I'm trying to think, because you can record while you stream, but as you could see when I first got on, I had a bunch of things going on, so it didn't quite all go as planned. Maybe I'll let the stream happen, and then I'll go back and record the stream and then edit it from there, just to kind of do one of my normal videos, kind of welcome everybody back. And then I'm actually going to be doing, for everyone that's here, I'm going to be doing the 500 sub giveaway, not this Friday. I'm going to schedule it for the following Friday. It's going to involve, I'm going to do something special because it's 500 subs. I'm going to definitely be giving away a week of the Team ISW package. That's going to always be part of my giveaways for the most part. Oh, there we go, 322. Really think we're going to see a dump here. That would be my guess. Trying to hold it up. You see some buyers stepping in there. Yep, there we go, 17, 16. But it's definitely going to involve a week of the ISW package. Might even be 2 weeks. It might, for being the special occasion. Myself, and I'm sure you guys have seen, I'm semi-partnered. There's a couple of us that are partnered with Circuit, the coin, cryptocurrency. I'm still new to that area, but the guy that's running point on the project, Jonathan from Lone Wolf Day Trading, he's a great guy. So I've been really, trying to help him out as well. We'll be doing a giveaway of Circuit. We'll be most likely doing 250,000 coin, which is, if you want to go look, it's 250,000 Satoshi basically, because the lowest it can be is 1 Satoshi. And right now, every 10,000 coin is a minimum of $1. And right now, if you took that, we're going to be splitting that in 5. So we're going to give 5 people 50,000 coin. So 50,000 coin would be $50. And if you take that to the market right now, CRCT actually has 2 million coin sitting here at 2 Satoshi. So it's actually $100. So we are essentially, oh no, I'm sorry, it's not $50, it's $5. I wish it was $50. I did the math wrong in my head. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right here. I know we're not giving away that much. I'm not rich. It's $5 minimum. If you were to sell it at 1 Satoshi, which is the lowest it could go, it would be $5. But if you wanted to just take it and sell it right away, you would actually get $10. So it's pretty cool. So we'll be giving away 50, and that's where the $50 came in. It's $50 total minimum, but right now it's actually worth $100. So it's trying to do the math in my head. Yeah, that's right. It's $25. I'm totally bad at math right now. 250 coin would be 250,000 circuit is $25. Which I can show you what I use for the converter. Oops. So every coin is 1 Satoshi. So if you took 250,000, right now it's actually worth a little bit more because Bitcoin is most likely above 10,000. And that's kind of how it works. It all works off of Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin's at 10,147 right now. So so we're splitting that by 5. So every 50,000 is $5. But again, that's if it was at 1 Satoshi. Since it's at 2, it's $10. If you want to hold on to it, like you can see, I have some sitting to buy at 9 or sell at 9. It would obviously be worth that much more. And all you need is this thing to go up to like 100 Satoshi, and you had 5, so you can do the math. It's $500. So yeah, that's all there is to it. We'll be giving away some of that just to help support Circuit, as well as being a part of the giveaway. So I guess in a way we're giving currently away $50 of that. We are also going to be doing, like I said, the ISW package, most likely for 2 weeks. And I'm trying, again, I didn't have any time to think about this. I didn't think it was going to happen so fast. But it is. We literally went from 400 subscriber giveaway right before I left on vacation. And like I said, we're at 493 now. So hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing the 500 sub giveaway. I'll figure out that one more thing. We're going to do one more thing. I just don't know what it is. Not this Friday, but next Friday. And I'm going to make a video like I always do. I'm going to ask you to enter with a comment. Obviously for the CRCT, the circuit coin, we'll be doing, you have to put your wallet down in there. You can enter for everything if you want. So you do have the option or the chance. The circuit I will be giving away randomly to 5 random winners, which I'll do live random selection so everybody can see that, as well as the ISW package. I don't give that away randomly. I'll ask you to comment and tell me why you think you deserve it. I aim to give the scanners and just the full ISW package away to someone who I feel is going to use it to actually benefit them and possibly get a chance to really see what they could be using if they decided to purchase the scanners in the future. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody because I get to show you the power of these scanners that I use on a daily basis to find all my trades. And yeah, so you get to see them for free, and then you also get a discount at the end of it if you want to. Everybody has the option for the discount, which is right on my page. So if you're interested in that, like I said, at the top of my main page, just go check that out. There's a video there and the discounts within there. It should be at the bottom. It should be in here as well, down in the description. Just click that, and it'll pull up to the page. I think it's like 30 I think it's 30% off lifetime. I don't remember exactly. Pretty sure it's 30 off I think the platinum. It might be a little bit less for the elite. But we also have, if you don't want to make that kind of commitment, there also is weekly. You wouldn't get the discount through the weekly, but you could go test it out on a weekly basis and just pay for 1 week, kind of get to use them yourself. But the giveaway, if you really want to partake, you get the learning center, you get the 2 chat rooms. It's just amazing. Putting some more balls in my mouth. So it didn't quite, it faked out a little bit. It went through that support area, but as you could see, it was definitely trying not to. So found some more liquidity there, and we're going up to test VWAP. So the overall idea is still working, but what it does at VWAP is really going to be what it does for the rest of the day, in my opinion. If it wants to reject VWAP, we'll look for this to continue back down, maybe, and consolidate in this channel. And then if it wants to get through VWAP and hold, it might grind the rest of the day, which would be pretty typical. I mean, you see that happen a lot. Pretty typical looking chart. And when you got in for this extended move, like when I did here, if you didn't get stopped out here, you could have ultimately be looking for this retest, and you finally got it, which is, if you like holding trades a little bit longer, then there you go. I mean, it almost always happens. When you have a big move and you have a solid resistance line and it goes through, the odds are at some point it's going to retest that resistance later on, whether it's right away or, if it takes a little bit longer. And then if it wants to continue, it will. And if it wants to fail, it will. But the odds are it's always going to retest that area. It's a pretty common thing that you see the more and more you see these charts over and over again. But anybody have any questions? We'll extend this to 11, and then we'll get out of here. I actually have to run the Sam's Club because we didn't get to do it this weekend because we didn't get back until yesterday. But yeah. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Snipping tool is moving. What's that all about? I have to see what that's all about. If I hit new, maybe there it goes. In a future update, snipping tool will be moving to a new home. Try improved features like snip like usual with snip and sketch. Or try our shortcut, Windows logo key plus shift plus S. Interesting. Where did it put that? I didn't even see where it put that. I'll put it in my pictures. You should do these more often. I plan on it. I do. The only, like I had said earlier, the only thing keeping me from doing it is my kids. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if my youngest is being good, like kind of playing by himself, amusing himself, like to the point where I can just, do this and keep an eye on him. Maybe I can have the TV on, just chilling in the background a little bit like I did the Friday before I left. I plan to try to do them. So, because it's only an hour, and usually he's already fed. He's awake and fed and all that good stuff. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's not going to happen because I have both kids, and the two of them together, they're just different kids. When they're separated, they're completely different kids than when they're together. They're kind of typical brothers. But the end goal is, like I said, when I'm doing these live videos, it's actually easier for me to do it this way because there's no difference to me than when I'm just recording myself doing the same thing. So it's actually easier for me to do it this way. And I know a lot of people would like to see that because there really is no This is raw. There's no editing involved. There's no possible trickery. Like you literally see what's happening as it's happening. And there's nobody doing that right now. I mean, people claim to be doing it, and some of the ones that were claiming to do it were paper trading. So they weren't actually doing it. And somebody like Monkey who's doing it, I don't know, that's just a whole different, he has a whole different edge that he's trading. And I like to think that we're at a point in our trading career where, we're kind of turning things around. We're a little bit, we're kind of profitable at this point. So I really think that people would like to see that. And I'm sad that I can't give it to them more often. So I'll show you what I do here as well when I enter my trades and how easy it is here at stocktrader.com. Not affiliated with them at all. This is free. If you want to go keep track of your trades, et cetera, it's very easy. I just put symbol in, buy or sell, which first one's usually always a sell. Price, our first entry was 1013. We only took 50 shares that time, and 295. Then buy, trade date. This was our cover. We only had 4 tickets today. It's unusual, but we nailed the top pretty much on both trades. 50, 295. Then since it was the same ticker, we can just stay in here, add the second trade. And you can do these separate. Like if you want to keep all your trades separate, you're obviously more than welcome to do it however you want. This is just how I do it. Buy. 1092. Frustrating. Not 7092. 75, 295. And then save and close. So now it popped up there. So we have the trade here, and then I'll go back in. This is one of the reasons I took the screenshot. Add it in here so I have it for later. And then if I want to go in there and talk about my trades, just kind of go over, basically write your thought process that you had throughout the trade, and that's that. So a lot of times I'll have this on the other screen, so I guess I can just put it right here because then I can still see. Because I like to just kind of review and make sure that I'm really talking about what I thought I was talking about. So let's see. Played the extension on volume. Extension. Oh, there's no T in there. At the bell. I felt the top very well on this one actually, and it made the quick move. It's kind of weird typing while you're talking. I guess I don't know. I don't usually do it. You usually just type. Move back down to previous resistance. So we took that one off. Second trade was a push through high of day. Used the $11 break as an entry point because it was extended as well. Didn't get our partial fill on the way back down. So when it broke the key 1090 area, we decided to jump out as it most likely was going high of day, which it did. And this is where people would be like, well, you could add in there that it was a fake out double top, but do you see any more arrows over here? No. I mean, you can hindsight trade all you want, but it is what it is. You just come down here, hit save, and there we go. So still looking good here on the P&L. We are officially, I think we were over that before. Yep, 298.30. Yep, we were over by like $2. So extending our way. Hopefully we want this to look just like a grinder. We want this to be a grinder chart. We don't want any obviously it would be nice to have a sudden up, like look at this one. We started getting more confident and we upped our share size, and we still didn't know how to lose back here with MTSI, and we learned how to lose pretty quickly. So since then, we're implying the same strategy that we were here, except now we took a couple months here. As you can see, there's no June in here. We took the month of June off paper trading to learn how to lose. So as you can see, my losses in here are not these losses. So that's the idea. And then as we kind of build our cushion, that's when we can increase our share size, and we'll go from there. On the right track. Or you guys are on the journey. All right. Does anybody have any questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Appreciate the support as always. If you are here and didn't hit that subscribe button, do that. Hit the like button too, just to show your love. I'm going to go ahead and let this stream do its thing so it becomes live on my channel. And this thing got all the way down there to $10, huh? Went right. I didn't get all the way up the View app, but it was close. I got 3 cents away. Yeah, I'm gonna let it do its thing, and I'll go back and cut it a little bit. Maybe I'll go to Sam's Club while we wait for that. It might be something I should do. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Always appreciate the support. If you come up with any questions or comments that you didn't think of before I got out of here, just let me know down below. Or hit up the Discord. Don't forget about the Discord. Let me post that in the chat real quick. So if you guys aren't in there, feel free to jump in there. I'm always in there. It comes right to my phone too. So if you have any questions, feel free to, send them there. If not, Twitter as well. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. I guess I should have got OBS up when I was doing that so that I can hit stop streaming after we say this is always on delay a little bit, so we'll try it. Catch you guys later. Peace.